Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. Again, I'm going to be showing you hopefully something helpful, and that is when you are making shelves for a delivery truck or like a FedEx truck like we were doing. We were flying out to Atlanta. We picked up like 5 trucks, maybe more than that, 6. There was a lot of trucks we ended up picking up. I had a blast. Me and my dad did it. I had the family involved in welding these parts together, cutting parts, just everything. My daughters, my stepson, everybody, my dad. It was a blast to do it. But I haven't been doing it for a minute, so I want to make sure that the knowledge that I picked up can be used still. So I'm going to show you what I needed, the tools that I needed eventually to get the job done, the job done right, and just hopefully speed up your putting together shelves process. And first thing, you're going to need 1/4 inch rivet gun. This is a Harbor Freight one. There'll be links in the description for all the parts I'm showing you and telling you about. But this is a 1/4 inch rivet gun. Ran it off, I believe, about 80 psi, 50-gallon tank. Didn't have any problems. I'd say about 3,000 shots into this, I had to get another one. So just take that into consideration. $100 and what, 3 trucks maybe? Well, depends on what you do with it. But 3,000 shots-ish is what these are replaced at, if you're going to throw them or replace them. The Huck Lock gun is my favorite toy now. It's this top one. They're super clean when they're holding stuff together. And if you're doing exterior, so when you put the rivets from the outside into the cab, the outside always, you have those, like the rivet heads, where'd it go? You have all these rivet heads sticking up, and it's nice and ugly on the outside. So what I like is to have this flat mushroom head on the outside. See, this was one that I made for the outside. It was a white head. So when we finish up on the FedEx truck, it's already white. If we were doing a different color truck, we would have painted it a different color. So that's what I do like about the Huck locks from the exterior to the interior. They do hold a ton of more weight, support more weight for a smaller, lighter consumable too. The Huck locks that we use are only 3/16, so they're not that big, 3/16, and we're using stainless locks. Goes like that. Both parts are stainless. So that's for the Hucks. When you're using your rivets, I like stainless steel rivets. You want to make sure you're not getting rivets that are too long, because they will end up, where'd that thing go? Not breaking off. So you'll have a problem with that. Also, another problem like this, your air might be too low. So if your pressure, or your compressor is not having enough pressure, this might be a symptom of that. So check that out. Or this could be too long too. So that's the Huck and the rivet guns. Now the brackets that I made them out of inch and a half by inch and a half by 1/8 inch L-bar or angle iron, angle steel, whatever you want to call it. And then on the sides right here, for the support at a 30-degree angle, these are 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/8. This is one I cut off. We put on too many of them. I forgot we were supposed to stop it a little bit short so they could fit the tall boxes back there. So we ended up having to redo this job. But we do repairs, we've done extensions, we've done a lot of stuff on these. The extension ones are the funnest actually at the very end, because some people like shelves going all the way out and people like to hold on them, so I like to make those a little bit stronger. But for this one, this is a regular support that maybe I'm going to make them. I can't imagine how much they are now, but I can't imagine being cheaper than $40 a bracket. That's not including shipping. And don't quote me on that. If you need some, let me know. I just want to show you how you could do it. So inch and a half, 1/4 inch L-bar, angle bar. You're going to need a lot of that. And then 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch L-bar or angle bar. You're going to need a lot of that. So imagine the top being on. That's going to be at a 10-degree angle to the back. So the boxes and everything slide to the sides of the truck, and rather than to the front and flip over off into the side of the aisles. Now when we make these brackets, I've designed them to where if you have this type of pillar support, you can either put it right on the front of it and rivet this way through it, or you can put it on the side and rivet through this way. I would also use stainless steel rivets in this situation, not anything else, and use structural if you could find them. If you have this style vertical support, now the bracket will just simply go right on and you rivet through here and it'll hold it right onto each one of these brackets in a different way. If you have this type of vertical support, this is the I-beam support. I didn't really work too much with these, but I did notice if you really wanted to, or if you had this, I could work with an 1.5" L-bar again. It could fit right on top. And what I would need to do, or you would need to do, is drill holes on a little bit of both sides so you could catch both sides of the I-beam. That should work and suffice. I would, instead of doing 3 rivets through the back onto the wall, in this case I'd probably do 4, 2 on each side, if you have the I-beam. If you do steel, if you're gonna, anywhere you do steel, it needs to be painted. The prepping of it we didn't prep too much. I just wiped it off, made sure there wasn't too much dust on it, sprayed a primer on it real quick, or a galvanizer on it real quick, and I had to dump a little bit of a thick paint on anything that was steel. So take that into consideration as well. On your brackets against the wall, the back bracket doesn't need to be as long as the top one that goes out towards the aisleway. When you get the brackets, or when you make your brackets, you might have to cut the ends of the aisle bracket so it reaches, like, you don't want it overhanging. And you don't want your flat sheet to just be the top of the shelf or the lip of the shelf either. You want to have a 1/4 inch aluminum sit right on top of the lip of the very end of the L-bar, and just put it right on top. You're going to end up putting a rivet through that after you get your flat sheet of what is that going to be, 16 gauge steel or 18 gauge aluminum up on the top as your actual shelf part. When we do get those, you could either on the back wall put a L bracket in the back and weld it to the bottom of the brackets that I already made you, or that you made, sorry, and set everything down, weld everything together. Or if you want to pay for it, you could have one side of your sheets of metal rolled up, have the lip rolled up or down, and you could go through the back side, through the wall, into the truck and hold them that way. It looks way more professional that way, but you're going to end up paying a little bit more when it comes to cutting and forming in that case. So top shelf is going to be a 16 gauge steel or an 18 gauge aluminum. The supports that are going to be the lips in the aisles, those are either going to be a 1/8 inch steel 1.5" L-bar or a 1/4 inch aluminum on a L-bar or angle bar. So that's going to be the actual top where you put the shelf. So again, any steel up there, you're going to have to paint it. If you're going to use steel as your lip in the walkway, you don't have to use a rivet when you slap the top of your, or when you put the points together, as the shelf and the lip of the rivet, sorry, the lip of the shelf. When you get those together, you don't need to rivet those. You could weld those together and then lay your sheet right on top. If you use a steel sheet, weld it together. The steel, much heavier, more gas, more cost, maybe. Aluminum is going to be more cost up front, but it's lighter, might save you in gas. Not sure how that'll work out for you. But if you have any questions on how to make these shelves or whatnot, feel free to ask. If you think you'd be interested in buying brackets, comment below. I'll maybe set up something on the website to be able to sell these if they're in super high demand. But every now and then, I'd say once a week, I get somebody asking if I still do shelves and whatnot. So I figured hopefully this will help you out. Any shelves could be made, or you can make these for any types of trucks, I guess you could say. Ask away. Stay tuned for more cool videos coming out. Like, subscribe, share, tell everybody about me. Hopefully I'll see you on the next helpful video. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies.